Now, what to do if that collapse or submit already took over and you found yourself going down this rabbit hole where there you are, you've already made the choice and it's kind of taken you away. It's taken you on that familiar ride. Well, let's imagine that that has occurred and that you don't want to be stuck there. You don't want to end up having that go on for hours or days or weeks at a time. So come over to your hands and knees, please. Let's come to table pose. And then from table pose, step your right hand well out in front of you. Press your fingertips down. As you reach back, lower your left elbow to the floor. Relax the weight of your head. And as you're breathing in here, allow the inhale to move into the pelvis, into your lower back, the sides of your waist, especially the right side. And if possible, bring some of the breath up into your heart. As you exhale, focus on completing the exhale, which is going to require some tone and strength in the deep lower belly. As you're stretching out and you're moving from a place, possibly a place of submit or deflation, it may feel like a little bit painful to reach out to give yourself permission to open back up. So bring a compassionate and warm voice tone. As you next inhale, return to table pose. Place your right palm flat down. Walk the left hand forward. Reach your hips back. Bow your head. And bring the breath deeply into the lower pelvis, your lower back, the side of your waist. Possibly up into your heart and your collarbones as well. Welcome yourself to receive the breath, even if opening from a place of submit to a place of possibility feels painful or tender. Remind yourself that you're worth it and that your body knows how to shift out of a submit state back into a state of grounding or centering. And as you next inhale, bring yourself up to table pose. Reach back to child's pose. You can put the toes together, open the knees apart. As you walk back to this child's pose, drop the hips back, but actively walk your fingertips forward. Lengthen the back hemisphere of your body here. Allow the breath to find its way into the pelvis, the lower abdomen, the back of your waist. So in the low part of the torso, in the pelvic region, and the abdominal region, we have our dorsal vagal reflexes. And the gut-brain axis, as you breathe into the lower belly, you are giving a message from the gut back up to the brain. And this message is one of willingness to not stay in a submit mode, but rather willingness to participate with your body's intelligence or your inner desire for healing or wholeness. Keeping the arms active, take another inhale into the lower belly and the back of the waist. And then exhale and come up into table pose with tone in the lower belly. Now inhale, press into cat pose. Exhale, come to cow pose. Bring your chest and heart forward. On the inhale, reach the heart forward. So this is a little bit of a back bend relative to where we were. And then exhale, reach back to child's pose. Squeeze the breath out. And now we'll make this one smooth movement. Inhale, roll up to cat. Exhale, forward to cow pose. Inhale the heart forward. And exhale, roll back to child's pose, using child's pose to help squeeze the breath out, not a child's pose where you're going into hiding. Inhale smoothly up to cat pose. Exhale to cow pose. Take the pubic bone back, bring your heart forward. And inhale, open the front hemisphere of the body. And exhale, reach back to child's pose, squeezing the breath out like you're squeezing a sponge. And one more time, inhale, cat pose. Exhale, cow pose. Curl your toes under, and this time we're going to inhale and raise up to downward facing dog pose. Lift your hips high. Use the strength of your arms, and from the center of your heart, press actively down and forward. Using the arms to press in that way is really the opposite of collapsing or submitting. You are right now pressing from the heart down through the arms into the hands, fingers, and thumbs. It's an act of determination, an act of commitment. Raise your hips high and allow the breath to be full on the inhale and complete on the exhale. And then exhale and touch your knees down to the floor and come to sit in Vajrasana, which is a kneeling position. So you also could change that to a sitting position or make it somehow more comfortable for your knees if needed. Notice what's happening for you with your body as you bring yourself from a possible place of submit or dorsal vagal or collapse into a little bit more aliveness here. What's happening now? And what kind of internal phrase would feel meaningful to you? Something like, my needs matter, or I'm on my own team, I'm here for myself. Sometimes it really helps to sense the parts of us, like the part of us that learned to go to submit or collapse as a safety mechanism. You might now want to say to that part, like, I'm here for you, which means that larger love or wisdom, clarity that you actually have access to, I'm here for you. This vulnerable part that learned how to submit or collapse. That can also be a meaningful way to give yourself a little phrase inside. And you can bring your hands to your heart and acknowledge yourself. Let's give appreciation to the parts of us that were willing to be here for this practice just now. And may you find a new neurological pathway in which you can walk today. And you come to this day with courage, with a commitment to yourself, not for the protective mechanisms that became preservative, that became preventative, but can you come now with some proactive mechanisms where you can have a sense of your purpose, moving in a direction of your healing and wholeness. Thank you for being here. Namaste. As always, if practices are helpful for you, please don't forget to leave questions and comments down below the video. Click the like button and subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you next time.